This is session number 7 with a 7-year-old second grade student. We've previously worked on goals 5 and 6. Today we're working on goal 7, understanding themes and ideas. And the specific strategy we're using is 7.2, the difference between plot and theme. I also used a second grade standard for comparing ideas across texts in a thematic unit to guide instruction as the learning target. My student's only real struggle right now is just reading quickly. She comprehends what she's reading. She just reads, she takes her time. She reads very slowly, and it takes her a long time to verbalize her thinking. All right, Brindley, you ready? Here's our learning target. I can compare ideas across texts in a thematic unit. What does it mean when you compare something? You have to do two things when you compare. Tell her how they are the same and different. Same and different. All right, there's some other big words in this learning target we got to break down. I can compare ideas across text. Texts are just what? What's a text? What are these? Books. Texts are just stories. So I can compare ideas from stories in a thematic unit. A thematic unit. What was our thematic unit we just did? What was our whole unit about in reading and responding? That we did the 5 stories from. The topic was all about kindness. Okay, lately you and I have been reading books about fall. We've read The Bumpy Little Pumpkin and Spookly the Square Pumpkin. Those are all about fall. So I picked 2 fall books. That's going to be our unit. So all this means is we're going to tell how stories are alike and different. We're going to tell how stories are alike and different in a unit about fall. So we're going to read 2 stories today. We're going to read Pumpkin Soup by Helen Cooper, and we're going to read The Littlest Owl. And when we do this, we are going to think about theme versus plot. What is the plot of a story? Plot just means, well, characters, it's usually you hear characters, setting, and plot. Characters are who the story's about. The plot is just the sequence of events. So we're going to think about the sequence of events. What's the theme of a story?
Alex and Cameron Wood, could you please
what it's about, what the author wants you to learn from it. So the big idea.
Please come to the front office.
The big idea. I'm going to put a light bulb here on this side because that's going to let us know that this is kind of the big idea. What the overall idea of the story is. All right? Which one do you want to read first? Pumpkin Soup or The Littlest Owl? The Littlest Owl. All right. Get some of this. The Littlest Owl. This is by Caroline Pitcher and Tina McNaughton. Okay. Give it a go.
Deep inside a willow tree were 4 white eggs on
one egg.
hatched, then 2, then 3, deep inside willow tree.
Good. What's the first big event that happened in the plot of this story? What's the first big event? How many eggs hatched?
3.
3 eggs hatched. All right, let's see what happens next.
3 owls
Uh-huh.
Owls blinked at the last white egg. One said, "It's very quiet in there." Two said, "Maybe the baby can't get out." Maybe three. And
Three said,
three said, "Maybe the egg is immediately
is
in
T.
empty. Maybe there isn't a baby inside."
Okay, what was the second big event that happened? First, 3 eggs hatched, and then,
4 eggs hatched.
and did this egg hatch yet?
It was about
It is about to hatch. All right, what are the sequence of event in a story called? That's called the plot. All right, let's see what happens next in the plot. What's the first thing that happened?
They lived in a willow tree.
Okay, that's the setting, but what about in the plot? What action happened?
There's 4 eggs.
Which hatched first?
3.
3 eggs hatched. All right, draw a quick little sketch. What's going to remind you that 3 eggs hatched? Can you just draw 3 eggs? Sorry, got something here.
There was a wood chip in my hair from outside.
Okay, 3 eggs hatched. And then what?
1 cracked.
A 4th egg cracked. And then, who hatched?
The 4th egg.
How was he different?
Because he was small.
He was small. So a small, tiny owl hatched. It doesn't have to be perfect, just something to help you remember the sequence of events, the plot. All right, and then after he hatched, what did the other owls start doing? They started getting bigger, but did little owl? And what did they do? The 3 bigger owls, what did they do? They jostled and trampled for. What does that mean? They jostled and trampled for. So short and small, the downy white ball. Look, here's the tiny.
For food?
They trampled him to get their food. They ran him over to get their food. What else did they say about him? He'll never.
Never grow big and strong like us.
Okay, so what did the 3 owls do to the 1 owl?
Called him.
Kinda, yeah, they kinda picked on him and said he'll never be as big as us. What did you do in your picture to show that? Look what the author did in his illustration. Here's the 3 owls. Here's the tiny owl. Here's the 3 owls in front getting their food. Here's the tiny owl. What did the author do in both pictures?
The bigger owl, the one that was growing, was trying to get all the stuff they wanted, but they were trying to not let the little one.
Okay, show me that in a picture. This is an anchor chart that I've used to show that theme is the big idea that applies to everyone. This is where I wrote the learning target on the board. I can compare ideas across text in a thematic unit. And I broke down the learning target into words that she could understand. Here's her sketches and sentences that explain the plot versus what she said the theme of the story was, the overall big idea.